Hey Retro Gamers, welcome back to another episode of Chris Neo, and today we're going to check out a video game that I used to play all the time in my youth, and used to just piss me off, and that game is Deadly Towers. Deadly Towers. My god, I hate this game with a passion. Every time I played this game, it annoyed me to no end because there were so many bugs in this game, from controls to the hardness factor. I hated this game, and I'm going to play it for you today. I actually wanted to review this in the first season of my previous show, but better late than never, right? And of course, when playing Deadly Towers, we're going to need this NES Max pad because we need that turbo button. Alright, so there's the fancy Deadly Towers logo, which doesn't exactly scream that this is a medieval game. Alright, so if you can avoid the temptation to push the start button and go right to the game, you'll be then treated to a story of why this game exists in the first place. So it turns out that darkness is coming over to the land when the prince is about to ascend to the throne over his father, the king. And in order to keep this darkness at bay, he's going to have to travel to these 7 towers and then burn them, which will save the land from this darkness. And of course, when we start the game, you start off as the prince here going into the town in order to defeat the darkness. Now, the one thing I absolutely hate about this game is that the controls are completely janky. For instance, if you try to go diagonally, your character will kind of stall out and you'll be attacked by the enemy, like right here. And of course, with a game this hard, this is something we don't want to happen. Alright, so here we are in the main village, which is a medieval village. And since this is the case, I can't be wandering around in these crazy glasses. Nope, I'm gonna have to get my medieval wandering glasses. Oh yeah! Alright, so here we are in the little town, and as you can see, there are tons of enemies to hit you, and as you can see, every time you get hit, you get knocked back. And I just got knocked back into that door there. Alright, so here we are on the second screen of the game, and if we wander over here, we see that, my god, there are so many enemies at the screen at one time. How the hell is this just the second screen? This is ridiculous. And anyone that's ever played this game on an NES knows that they put so many enemies on the screen at the same time, the screen will start to lag. That's how bad it gets. And of course, yep, there I go, I'm dead. Well, at least this game came with a password system. But is it really necessary to get a password at this point in the game? I only lasted 10 seconds. What the hell's that going to accomplish? Alright, time to go back through the door and see how much further we can get. Now, wandering through this first city here is a pain in the ass because, like I said before, there are so many enemies that'll come out and kill you. I mean, look at this! Ridiculous! And it doesn't help matters that each enemy takes like 50,000 hits just to kill the asshole. Here, let's just go ahead and count to see how many shots we need to kill this guy. 30. 30 shots to kill this guy? What the F? And of course, when you're trying to kill him, shit like this happens. Ah, for crying out loud. Alright, time to get back to where I was. And just look at this little area right here. Nothing here but walls and enemies. And now where the hell did this thing come from? There wasn't even a door leading into the place. And I'm only 10 seconds into the game. Why would I need to buy anything? I'm not even sure what to buy. Well, I have enough money to buy the potion, so let's just go ahead and buy that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get out here, and all the creatures have respawned. Oh my god, I hate this game. And don't you love how this character just kind of beams into this game? Where the hell did this guy come from? The Enterprise? Alright, time to get back to the place where I just died, and you son of a bitch. Okay, let's get back in here. Well, if we head to the right, we hit a dead end. Head to the left, and there's a dead end too. So alright there, Goldilocks. Better choose the middle door there because that one's just right. And it's here that we find even more unpredictable enemies that want to kill us. God, I hate the controls of this game. You try to go left, and you accidentally go up and left, and all kinds of places where you don't want to go. And you see this beam right here? The controls are so bad, I can't even get around this thing without getting hit by some enemies. Okay, so let's go over this way, and... oh, come on! Alright, so once getting back to where we were, looks like we find ourselves in another dead end. Alright, where the hell am I now? Did I just find another hidden doorway? Because now I'm in a hidden dungeon. That's just great. And I dare you to find an exit in this dungeon because there isn't one. And these stupid dungeons are spread throughout this game. In fact, on the very first screen, if you go all the way to the right, go up, and then travel back to the left, you end up walking into another hidden dungeon. And it's just screen after screen after screen of enemies, with no end in sight. Alright, so let's get back to that screen that we're in. And of course, we're going to avoid this door at all costs because it leads nowhere. And of course, we find ourselves face to face with a dragon. And of course, this is a great sign, so I'm sure we're on the right path. Oh great, and the screen has changed color, so I guess that's a good sign we've advanced in the game, right? Ah, you twirling asshole. Oh, let's try this again. I'm sure I won't be lasting long. Avoid that guy, and I hate these controls. When playing through this game, you better know exactly where every enemy is on all these boards, because if not, they will come and kick your ass right off the screen. Like this kamikaze asshole. Where the hell did this guy come from? Okay, so if you avoid that kamikaze enemy, we find ourselves advancing further in the game. So up and up we go, and not one single tower in sight. What the hell is wrong with this game? Alright, so if you're able to survive long enough to get through these other couple boards here, we find ourselves in front of another little mini-boss, which I think is supposed to be a vampire or something. I have no idea, but after this point, the perils get even more dangerous as, shit! Ugh. Ah! Oh, come on! Ah! Now, even as a kid, this is about as far as I was able to get in the game. Yep, 30 years. 30 years I've had a hatred passion for this game. And I want to see the end. I've never seen the end of this game. So you know what? We're going to have to Game Genie this sucker so I can see that damn ending. Alright, so once we Game Genie this game, we can actually get past this part and make our way through this level without the distraction of dying. And of course, once we get past this screen, we find ourselves in a cave. And once you wander around this cave a little bit, you'll see that there are 7 entrances. And what's in every one of these 7 entrances? A tower. Yep, that's right. They included every entrance to the tower in one single screen. Are you fucking kidding me? Talk about putting your eggs all in one basket. Who the hell puts all the towers in one place? Now, trying to get to the top of each one of these towers is going to drive you insane, because not only do you have to deal with the wonky controls of trying to maneuver diagonally, which you have to do on every single staircase of this game, but there are so many staircases that you have to navigate up. And then once that happens, you have to then climb the tower. And trying to get up these steps, there is no way in hell I'd be able to get up this without a Game Genie. Could they have made this level any harder? No. No, they couldn't. Once you get up to the very top, you'll find a fuzzy green monster that's guarding the bell tower. Fuzzy green monsters, huh? Yeah, that just screams Middle Ages. Alright, so once you actually kill this fuzzy green monster, he leaves behind a bell, which you must collect. And then what happens? You have to travel all the way back down again. You have to travel back down all the ladders, all the staircases, and this is a 10-minute journey. Why the hell could it not just transport you back out of the tower? It's defeated. The last thing I want to do is trail back down the son of a bitch. When they call this game Deadly Towers, they weren't kidding. And why just call this game Deadly Towers? A better name would have been Deadly Towers, Deadly Enemies, Deadly Controls, Deadly Dungeons, and even Deadly Fuzzy Green Monsters that make no sense in the Middle Ages. Yeah, try fitting that title on a Nintendo cartridge. Oh, and guess what? We have 6 more towers to defeat there, Chuckles! And every one of these towers has their own set of stairs and ladders you'll have to climb to get to the main boss. Oh, you lucky kid. And just look at all these bosses. There's a Great Wings boss, the Great Burns boss, Cold Killer boss, Centipede boss, the Death Bear boss, and the Wheeler boss. So now that we've gotten all these bells that we worked so hard to obtain, it's now time to head over to this bonfire and take all those bells we worked so hard to get and throw them into the bonfire. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Well, I'm so glad I went through all that trouble just to have a kumbaya campfire. In typical Deadly Towers fashion, we now have to backtrack throughout the entire game and back to the first screen because this door right here that was previously locked is now open. Huh! This was incredible. I've waited 30 years to see what was behind this gated door. Now I'm gonna find out. What's behind this door, you ask? More stairs leading up to another tower. Well, son of a bitch! Once reaching the very top of this tower, we come face to face with the ending boss, which is a dragon, which then turns into these goofy looking bear monsters, and then finally a wizard with dragon heads around him. And after you defeat him, you'll be showered with a bunch of bells. Well, at least there's an actual ending to this game, which tells us that our battle is at an end, and the prince will now ascend the throne. And of course, at the very end, we're told we are victorious. Oh great, compared to a Nickelodeon pop star. 30 years. 30 long years ago, I picked up this game for the very first time, and I just saw the ending. Because this game is so damn hard, I couldn't even reach one of those damn towers. And come to find out, they're all located in one place? Whatever. Alright guys, well, until next time, game on. Make sure you check out the official sponsor of the Chris Neo Show, which is RetroGameChester.com, where you can get Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Game Boy games, and more delivered to your doorstep in a monthly video game box.